acknowledge that we gather here this morning on traditional lands of Chiacton First Nation, of Chalkoic Tribe, of the Stalo Coast Salish peoples. We pay our respects to their elders, past and present, and the custodians of the lands today.
Opportunities where we can start really engaging in our youth, and particularly in our Indigenous youth. The other great thing that I love is the collaboration between, you've got police here, you've got different First Nations support programs, local Chiacton First Nation, Rugby Canada, it's just everybody coming together for one purpose. The impact of that is huge.
I just really want to welcome you all here today. It's actually really cool to see this, and really want to thank Darren, Jaden, the local RCMP team for thinking outside the box to make an event like this happen. I'm really excited for the future. I think a lot of you are finding your voices, or finding who you are, your identity, and a lot about your history, and sharing that with each other. So enjoy.
My uncle John Lyle, he's the creator of this. He brought everything together, brought families, friends all out from different areas. He has a really big role, helped me, helped others play. If you see in the huddle, we're basically saying we're all together in one. If someone makes a mistake, we're gonna be there for them, just gonna help them out. It helped my mental health a lot. I was going through a lot at the moment, and then rugby just became a big part of my life. Once they see that, it will help them understand as well.
Today I'm not wearing my normal uniform, my normal police uniform, or have my partner with me, police service dog Lucy, but I'm chasing another passion of mine outside of policing, which is rugby. Sport's an opportunity to get communities involved and become involved. RCMP recognizes its history with Indigenous people, and we're on a path to reconcile that history. We feel it important, and creating a better pathway and better relations with the Indigenous people and the youth involved.
I think it's important, especially for us that are in uniform, to engage with the youth and also their parents or guardians overall, just more on a proactive level. They get to ask us questions about our line of work, just to kind of humanize this uniform. So for us specifically, our mandate is for Indigenous policing is we're more proactive in our communities, engagement with youth and elders, open communication, trust, and just being able to be approached.
I just like to see the community that it brings, the lifelong friends that it brings as well. A lot of rumors that people like to put around about police, they're not true whatsoever. I've met a lot of the RCMP that are here today previously on Canoe Journey, and they are just amazing people, and honestly just take the time and go and talk to them. Been nothing but smiles and laughter all day. I love to see everyone being able to come together so nicely and keep the community alive, basically, right?
Got about 220 burgers and I think 200 hot dogs. So we got a big grill that GW Grain was able to lend us, which we're very thankful for. I'll probably start that about an hour before lunchtime just to make sure I'm ahead of the curve. So, in our role with Indigenous policing in the communities, we do a lot of different things between youth engagement, elder engagement. There's so much more than just being active, and it's working together, working as a team, building that leadership right from a young age. And again, it all boils down to when you're on a team, you're part of a community and you lift each other up.
If you're going to find a community, you're going to find it around a rugby club. So I found Chilliwack Rugby Club, I found friends, and they have turned up today to help and support. Rugby itself, it's about its values. That's its strong point. So a lot of our work is about making sure that we can share those values with other people, and also other communities come in and bring their values to our game to make it better. Not only are great communities around this area in Chilliwack and the Fraser Valley, but you also got great organisations like RCMP. Like if we can get those involved within not only just local clubs and high schools, but in rugby itself, we're only going to make the sport better and the area better as well.
cool thing with rugby and my passion with rugby is that it's like no other sport. There's a ton of respect for opposition. You're able to smash each other on the field, but shake hands and laugh about it afterwards.
We dance on this floor all winter. We pray in this building all winter. We exercise our culture all winter in homes like this. It brings us together. No different than what you're doing with these kids. Teaching them something, bringing them all together. Learning to be with each other. It took a long time to bring our culture back. It was almost beaten out of our people, but they held on to it. They're recognizing you for the work you're doing, covering you with that love. They had everybody come down and shake your hands out of respect for what you're doing.
To see when people embrace their roots, all of us here today, we're all wearing our uniforms together, and we take pride in that. An Indigenous youth who thought there wouldn't be much, but now has been given every option in the room. Roguescots, yeah.
To come forward here in our sacred home. Hands go out to each and every one of you that's traveled here today. I believe it's a sport that teaches you respect and humility, determination and willpower and discipline. And those are all the things that we need in life for whatever we're doing. So I'm just really grateful to be here, and I really advocate and thank the ones that making this gathering happen here today to promote this healthy lifestyle and promote this sport. So I just wanted to share those few things here.
Shake hands with the ones that we ask to be witness to the work that's going to take place. To be here, present, more than just physically, you need to be watching, listening, and being a part of the work. The second responsibility is to take what you have seen here, bring it home, and share it.
And a lot of this history has just come to light in the last little bit as no one would ever talk about it. And it's part of my journey and my children's journey that we share together. With the RCMP and Rugby Canada, committed to growing rugby in Indigenous communities. Truth and reconciliation and the calls to action, they feel the need intrinsically within them. They want to be a pioneer within all national sports and create a position for Indigenous development. This is part of the journey. This is the first chapter of that.
Thank you to our speakers to coming out and sharing your knowledge, the elders that are here and passing down those words of wisdom. Again, none of this would be here today if it wasn't for how it was with the oral traditions and speaking to each other. And when we walked into the longhouse, I just felt like I was at home. I felt grounded. But when I look around and I see the families and I see the teams, my heart is full. And doing this work, it needs to be done. You may not realize the effect and the impact that you're gonna have on some of these kids, because they could end up growing up, and I just had my 9th year in the RCMP, and part of that's because of Mike, part of that's because of rugby. So keep your hands out of the ruck, and yeah, keep playing some rugby. Thank you all for coming, seriously.